Today's layout features some flip-flaps as well as a fun sock exchange that my daughter did with her
For this
teammates.
month's sketch YouTube hop, we are featuring this sketch by Traci Reed, and the theme is going to be friendships. So a couple of things I like about the sketch is I like kind of this fold over diagonal look right here. I love the triangle of embellishments, the title, the journaling. I think this is going to be a fun sketch. Even though I follow Traci on social media and I've used a couple of her sketches, I haven't used this one yet, so I'm excited. Now, for the sketch, I have pulled out some photos of our daughter and their recent sock exchange at school. So I thought that that would be fun. They are teammates, so of course I'm assuming these are some friendships that she will remember through her life, you know, and some of these girls may actually become her best friends for life. I know that I have several of those from my elementary and junior high years. And then I have pulled out some of the Reindeer Fun Reindeer Days papers. I'm thinking about this one, and then the back side are kind of these little sleigh bells, and then of course I had to pull out this string of lights one. I've used this one pretty often on all my Christmas layouts that I've done so far. You can catch those videos a few weeks back. And then I have pulled out some photo placeholders. And then this actually came with as a scrapbooking kit. So I have some die cuts here that I haven't used yet, thinking that's going to be a fun one to journal on. And then I have the sticker sheet that I may pull out some of the stickers. Really not sure yet. It's kind of like fly by the seat of your pants. And I am going to build that on a white piece of cardstock. As far as the photos go, I am going to be using a flip flap on two of them. And then I've pulled out these stamp sets. So this is the Reindeer Memories stamp set. I love the festive memories, fa la la la, oh so, I really like every single image on here. Aside from the present, I'm probably going to try to use all of these images. Again, it just fits perfectly with the photos and the theme of friendships. And then I had this on my desk from I guess Sunday's video. Yeah, Sunday's video. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that. Maybe. I wish it said friends, but I may try to do, I don't know. I may try to do something so I can. And then I liked So Excited. I love the hearts. I may include some of that. Just really don't know. But that is the plan, and of course I'll pull out some embellishments in form of sequins or dots or something like that. So I'm going to clear this off, and I'm going to cut some pieces, and then we'll come right back and get started.
I am going to speed the rest of this process up. I'm going to start by attaching this light DSP to the left side of my layout. And then for the piece of paper that's going to fold over, I thought it would be easier to apply adhesive directly to my layout base. And then that way I don't have to know where my fold is going to go. I can do that a little bit more freely since it doesn't have adhesive on that piece of paper itself. So I'm going to do this and then crease that down and then bring out my paper trimmer again and not only trim off the overhang, but I did just kind of mess up on that white cardstock was showing just a little bit at the bottom. So I am happy with that, and I am now going to go ahead and do all my stamping. If you are new around here, I usually prefer to do all my stamping first and then get my ink and stuff out of the way. Otherwise, I tend to make a mess around here. So I have pulled out just one of my ink spots that I get from my paper pumpkin kits. And this is going to be basically my main title, and it's the Festive Memories. I am going to move that down to the bottom. I think it's going to be easier to cut. There is also this little date stamp. I've used this one on many, many projects. I just love the size of it. And of course, everyone needs a place to write the date. And then, of course, the fa la 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 la. So I'm going to stamp that at the top of that square piece of white cardstock. And then as far as the trimming, I am just going to fussy cut around the little date stamp. I will end up cutting it a little bit smaller once I know where it's going to be. And then as far as the festive memories, I am going to keep it kind of loose. I could have cut really tight around the festive, but I wanted that white to show for a few reasons. Number one, you can tell by the DSP that I'm using, it's really, really busy. And so by using some of that white from this title, by leaving that in place, it's going to cut down on some of that pattern. So I'm going to finish this off kind of round that edge around the M to match the rounded part of the S. And then I am going to bring my paper trimmer in for the fa la 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 la. I don't know if you are like me, but I cannot cut a straight line to save my life. So if it's anything more than 2 inches, it's going to get cut with my paper trimmer. So I am done with those pieces for right now, and then I want to add some treatment to this flap. So I have this ribbon. I absolutely love it. It's kind of got a pom-pom to it. So I am going to add adhesive again to the flap. I think it's going to be a little bit easier that way. And then just kind of put this around the edge. It is kind of hard to see how much I am leaving. I did try to miter that corner a little bit by just folding over that ribbon. And then I'm just going to follow along. I will pick that flap up a time or two to kind of check to make sure that I have it evenly spaced. But it was really easy to kind of pull up and then relay down. And then again, just trying to make sure that it's as straight as can be. Because it is ribbon, that kind of texture, it allows for not to be straight, it allows for more of an organic feel, but I wanted it as straight as I could get it. Now I'm going to trim off that little piece. And then as far as adhering it down to my layout base, I felt like the best thing to do would be to use a strong adhesive. So I actually have some red line tape. And I also thought that the best thing to do would just be to kind of tack it down. And that way, not only is the red line going to attach that flap to my layout base, but that red line tape, because I'm straddling the ribbon onto the DSP, it's actually going to make sure that that ribbon is attached and really adhered down as well, just in case that ATG gun adhesive fails. I am using my Take Your Pick tool to peel the backing off of that red line tape. And then I am going to just press down this flap on the layout base. And that pretty much is going to adhere that down. There is no getting that back up. As far as the flap or the opening that is close to that light bulb pattern, I will leave that unadhered for a while until I am ready to kind of tuck those photos in, as well as all my embellishments. For these 4x6 photos, I am using a flip flap for a few reasons. Number one, this is a one-page layout and I had several photos, but the other reason is I really wanted to include this photo of all of the girls sitting on the floor. And so when the flip flap is open, you'll be able to see that. It's kind of like a panoramic photo, and I thought a flip flap would be perfect for that. So if you remember the die cut that I pulled out from the exclusive scrapbooking kit, I wanted to use that for my journaling, but I felt like it was just a little bit too tall. Remember, I discussed the busyness of the DSP that I'm using, but that much white just really wasn't what I wanted. So I am searching through my Reindeer Days Memories and More cards, and I found a better option. It's this 3x4. It already has the lines on it. Pretty sure I'm going to go with that, but I am going to thumb through the 4x6s just to make sure there isn't another one that I could use. I did find these stickers that I like, so I'm going to set those aside. And then I found this 3x4. I really liked the sentiment because it talks about gifts of the season. And of course, this was a sock exchange gift. So I am going to just trim this down, thinking that it's going to go in that open space of the photo that's on the front side of the flip flap, where all the girls' feet are in a circle. So I'm going to trim that down. I realize that it is way too large. I didn't want to cover up any of their socks. Their socks were so cute. So I'm going to trim off the red pieces and lay it back down and see if that works. That did not, so I'm just going to set it aside. I might use it later, but for the most part right now, I am going to try to find another alternative.
Now for that 3x4 journaling card, because it is going to stretch over that pom-pom ribbon, I am going to back it with some chipboard, and then I'm going to adhere it down. Now that chipboard actually comes from some of the DSP kits that we have. I love to save it for this reason. It's a perfect backing to either ephemera, in this case journaling cards, since I do my journaling after the fact, or you can even cut it with your Cricut. So I've put down this flip flap. I like to adhere my flip flaps to my layout base. I feel like the last few layouts, I have used a lot of flip flaps. So I've already discussed how to cut my flip flaps. I'll leave that link down below in case you, like me, like to attach your flip flaps to your layout base. If not, you can definitely attach it to your memory protector as well. I've decided to use this scalloped piece underneath that top photo. I think it brings that red over there, and then there is this green kind of tab. I'm putting that off to the left, and then I am going to just trim around this date stamp, and I'm actually going to attach that on top of that green tab as well, and that's going to be a perfect spot for this date. So I'm going to get that adhered down, and then I'm going to look at the fa la 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 la. I felt like I wanted it right there to the left, and that way I've got white on the left of the photo, the top of the photo, and then to the right of the photo with the journaling and my title. I did apply my anti-static pouch to the back of the sticker so I can put some dimensionals down. Just to kind of pop that up, I am going to tuck that up underneath this flap. Remember, I did not add adhesive to this for this sole purpose. And then I'm going to be looking at those stickers that I pulled, not only from the Memories and More, but from the sticker sheet. I did find a few. I am attaching that to my anti-static pouch so I can use some 3D foam tape. And then I found the perfect sticker in between all of their feet. And then I pulled out some more holly. I'm going to put that one by the title. I end up covering it up in the end. And then I love this joy. And then I am going to attach some holly up above the joy. I am using some of the tiny dimensionals just to kind of pop up those little leaves. And then I'm going to put that off to the right. And I think it just kind of adds that extra little layer. It also cuts down on all of that red because that joy is on that red DSP. Now, I did have this little piece right here I'm going to put under the photo. I felt like this layout is kind of getting not only sticker heavy, but word heavy, which I really didn't want to do, but I felt like something needed to go under the photo. I kind of forgot about me wanting to use that tree, and I absolutely love it. So I think I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of that, and I'm actually going to put it by the title and just cover up that holly. There's no way I'm getting that sticker off of that DSP, so I'll just cover it up and pretend like it was never there. And then in the beginning, remember I told you that I didn't think I was going to use any of the gifts? Well, now that I can't use that 3x4 that I cut, I did find some that I had already taken the adhesive off of. They were stuck on my anti-static pouch. And I mean, I do need some sort of gift on here. After all, it is a gift exchange. So I've added 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top by that tree, and then I did add another sticker on the open flip flap part. And then here is that layout. I love when you open it, you can see that panoramic. I love the triangle of embellishments, the triangle of the white aspects to this layout, and then of course that pom-pom ribbon. Here are some close-ups. Remember that I will leave a link down below to not only this collection, but any of the other products that I use that you can get, as well as a video showing you how to cut your memory protector for those flip flaps. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. You can click the playlist below to catch the other girls and see what they made with this sketch this month.